And we are going live. And over here. And meeting room like this. Yes. The meeting room.
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
And welcome to Discoveries in Health. We're just getting started. We're going to mute the microphones so that we don't have any echoes. Later, we will, in about 10 minutes, we will invite you to press your star key 2 times on your microphone to unmute any of the microphones in the dial pad meetings room. So in the dial pad meeting rooms, we have muted the microphones, and in about 10 minutes when we start the broadcast, after we have that opening prayer, we will be inviting you to open your microphone and let us know what you would like to learn today. This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst from Good Shepherd Ministries. And here we are praising the Most High in the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior. And we are talking about natural remedies. And we do this every Thursday for 2 hours. And we invite you to let us know what it is that you would like to learn. That's what we do here. We teach spontaneously what it is that you would like to learn. If you just want to listen, that's fine. Yes, you're welcome to do that. But you're also welcome to suggest what we talk about. That's what makes us different. And we do it spontaneously. I have over 60 years of helping people with natural remedies, inventing natural remedies, and that's what I do. And I do this every Thursday. And then there is a website where all of my research is published on herbalhealthreview.com. And you can go on herbalhealthreview.com. The 2 most important things you can do while you're there is become a member so you can use the website. It is constantly being updated with new information, the latest research on natural remedies, and we're getting terrific, wonderful results. People are being helped. I don't promise cures. I don't sell products. I'm spirit-filled and spirit-led. And Prophet Elijah and I are here praising the Most High, worshiping the Most High in the name of Jesus Christ, and sharing information about natural remedies. We invite your comments, your suggestions. This is free. Invite your friends. It's the best place to find out about natural remedies and how to use them. So how we get started is, number one, I need to give you my email address, which is the best way to reach me is by email. I am behind in my telephone calls. I will catch up to my telephone calls, but right now I am behind, but I am not behind in my emails. I will answer any email within 48 to 72 hours max. And so my email address is Truman, Truman, at herbalhealthreview.com. Truman, Truman, at herbalhealthreview.com. That's the website, herbalhealthreview.com. And when you're on herbalhealthreview.com, you would want to click on the member intake form. That gives me all the information so I can give you a consultation. And I send it back to you with a protocol and links to reports and links to products, which I get nothing from the sale of any product. The idea is to educate people, because our people are perishing for lack of knowledge, and they're suffering to death needlessly. They're being drugged to death needlessly. There are natural remedies that may help you. You need to give them a chance. And waiting is a bad idea. Early detection and early diagnosis, you always get better results. So if you've got something going on, don't hesitate. If you know someone who's got something going on, tell them to get some help, get a diagnosis, and then come here and let's see what natural remedies may do for you. We've got tons of testimonials of people who are being helped. That's why my phone I can't keep up with my telephone calls at this time, but I'm keeping up with my emails. Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. So be sure and fill out that member intake form and make a donation. This is a ministry. This is Good Shepherd Ministries. And it was formed in 1999. I am the bishop of Good Shepherd Ministries. I want to help you. I don't want people to perish for lack of knowledge. The Most High God does not want people to perish for lack of knowledge. The devil wants people to perish for lack of knowledge, and we need to keep the faith and lean on Jesus Christ and be saved and be healed, because Jesus Christ died for our sins and gave us a healing. By our faith, we are cured. That's who does the curing. God does the curing. But you have to, you just can't stand there. You have to breathe in and breathe out. You got to put water in, and you got to take care of yourself. The Holy Spirit's right there. You are the steward of the Holy Spirit. That's a big obligation. And when you get in touch with that, wonderful, wonderful, miraculous things happen. In my case, I'm 81 years old, but I feel like I'm 40. That's miraculous. That I'm able to do 2-hour presentations every single Thursday for 2 hours. It's miraculous. People keep telling me I'm amazing. And I keep telling them, Jesus Christ is amazing. The Most High God is amazing. I am here just doing a labor of love for Jesus Christ. Please help me do this. Please sow into this ministry. We need to get this to everyone. It's working. It's helping. Let's get it out there. Let's help more people. Let's stop more suffering. Let's stop people from suffering from diabetes and cancers and high blood pressure and on and on. Let's stop that. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go over and get an opening prayer here from Prophet Elijah out of the Word of Life ministry. He's got more titles than I do. He's an ordained minister. He has his own ministry, Word of Life Ministry. Uh, uh, and he's spirit-filled and spirit-led. And he's a doctor. He's a naturopathic doctor as well. He is a living example of a wonderful, loving Christian minister. I'm talking about Prophet Elijah. And his telephone number is 334-868-3881. That's Prophet Elijah. You want to take his number down. He's a wonderful prayer partner. 334-868-3881. My dear brother, Prophet Elijah, are you there, sir? I don't hear him. Uh-oh. Prophet Elijah, Prophet Elijah, you got to be there after all those nice things that I said about you. You got to be there. Where are you? Okay, I do not hear Prophet Elijah. I see Shanika Tracy that is out there on YouTube. Prophet Elijah usually is. Let's go give him a call, okay? Let's give Prophet Elijah a call. So I'm going to go over here on my computer phone, and I'm going to find out what happened to my brother, Prophet Elijah. Okay, come on. Okay, we're here we go. All right. Okay, come on, open up there. Where is it? Supposed to be.
Are you there?
Oh, Prophet Elijah, now I hear you. I couldn't hear you.
I know. Something been happening. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened, but there you are. So miraculously,
Yes.
you appeared. How are you?
I'm contagiously blessed and healthy and filled with joy.
Perfect. Did you hear the big buildup I gave you?
Yes, I heard. I appreciate that.
Well, I meant every word of it. I love you, man. Could you please give us an opening prayer?
Yes, sir. He will rescue you in 6 troubles. In 7, nothing that is evil for you will touch you. Father, you are a shelter for the oppressed and a refuge in times of trouble. High cost, destitution, desperation. Dr. Burst and I, Prophet Elijah, come to you, acknowledging you as our shelter. We give fear no place because of our authority. In the days of trouble ahead of us, you will keep us safe in the sacred place of your wings. You hide us. You have set Discoveries in Health, Good Shepherd Ministries, Better Health Herbs, and Word of Life Ministries high up on a rock overhead is lifted above our enemies around us. We have confidence until calamities and destructive storms have passed. By faith, we rejoice when we run into problems or trials, for we know that they help us to develop endurance. Endurance develops strength of character, and character which strengthens our confident hope. And this hope will not lead to disappointment, because such hope never disappoints or delude or shame us. So be it.
All praises to the Most High, and so be it. Thank you for that wonderful opening prayer. And folks, be sure to stay tuned or come back if you do need to leave at the end of the broadcast, where we have the closing prayer and we open up all the microphones and all praise the Most High together. And I love that part too. So be sure and don't miss that. If you do have to go, be sure and come back. Prophet
Yes.
Elijah, my dear brother, what's on your mind today?
Well, you said it all when you were talking about healing, and we're talking today about the power of joy. A new song for a new day rises up in me every time I think about how he breaks through for me. Ecstatic praise pours out of my mouth until everyone hears how the Most High God has set me free. Men will see his miracles. They'll stand in awe of the Most High God and fall in love with him. I tell the Almighty, majestic Most High God, I am, that I rejoice and am glad because his harmonizing love makes me every way whole. With nothing missing, nothing broken, all healing systems of my body recognizes joy as a benefit factor in the restoration of health to the sick. The joy of the Most High is your strength. This statement is based on a principle recognized by all who help to bring about strength of mind and health of the body. Laughter is good medicine. There was a story of an old man, country doctor, who would tell how a woman was healed of a large cyst by telling her a funny story, at which she laughed so heartily that the fluid broke loose and passed away. The mind focused on being happy and joyful works in ways beyond description. A thought of fear will stop even flow of life in some nerve centers deep down in the body, forming a nucleus where other fears may accumulate and finally congest the blood concerning in some important function of some kind is necessary to break it down. Physical exercise will sometimes do it, a massage or electricity. However, these are temporary remedies. None of them has touched the cause, which is mental fear. There are various methods of erasing fear from the mind and preventing its congestions in the body. One of the most direct and effective destroyers of fear is laughter. Learn to laugh your fears away. Bring to see how ridiculous they are when traced to their source. Nearly all people have some pet fear, and they give up without trying to find its source. The nerves surrounding the heart are most sensitive to the thoughts of fear. And when mind and body are strenuously excited with fearfully charged nerve cells, grab the heart and hold it like a vice, of course, knowing that the only permanent cure for the ailment is a heartfelt trust in the Most High God as the one and only source of good to man. Daily prayer for wisdom and divine guidance in the conduct of one's affairs will restore peace and harmony to mind, body, and health. I will sing to the Most High a new song of harmony and health. There is an intimate relation between happiness and health that goes without question. When you feel good, you sing either audibly or silently. Singing promotes health because it increases the circulation, and a good circulation is a sign and promoter of health. Providing the bloodstream were never congested and all the nerves and pores were open and free. Doing their appointed work, there would never be an abnormal or false growth in the body. We should cultivate the mind activity which stimulates naturally the currents of life in the body, and a very important one is joy. According to the book of Samuel, an evil spirit from the Most High God plagued King Saul, making him agitated and fearful of persecution because music was thought to have a therapeutic effect. The king summoned the hero and warrior David, who was renowned for his skill with the harp. And when the evil spirit from the Most High God was upon Saul, David took the lyric and played it so Saul was refreshed and became well, and the evil spirit left him. No one likes to take medicine even when sugar-coated, because there is an instructive feeling that it will do no good, because tasting bad, but nearly anyone can sing a little song, and those who have tried it right in the face of suffering will tell you that it is marvelous health restored. Make a joyful noise to the Most High. All the earth, break forth and sing for joy. Yes, praise, sing praises. Sing praises to the Most High God in a time that we're living right now with the lyrics and the voice of melody. It says, make a joyful noise, not that you had to have a perfect singing voice. It invites the healing spirit, as Jesus said, that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be made full. The reason that singing restores harmony to tense nerves is that its vibration stirs things to action, thus making it possible for the ever-waiting healing anointing to get in. The organ of the human voice is located right between the thyroid glands and accelerators of certain important body functions to a greater or release, unless these decree every word you speak vibrates the cells up and down your body from the front of your brain to your abdomen. Even nature has a language and a song for those who listen. Have you ever been awakened by the birds chirping and singing? Even they know how to praise and give thanks for the food that awaits them. Even the trees have tongues. It says in 1 Chronicles 16:33, then shall the trees of the wood sing out for joy before the Most High. When people are not well, they think that this is time to mourn, groan, and complain. And they actually do. But this is the way some looks at it, and that it is the way you may happen to feel, but you can quickly be released from the prison of pain and grief, provided you sing and praise and pray. That's the best time to bring forth the miraculous healing power from having joy. First, sing in your soul. You can sing way down inside of yourself. Then you will soon be singing with your voice. Everybody can sing. It does not make any difference what your previous thoughts have been about your ability to sing. It does not make any difference what you think about it at present. It does not make any difference whether you can sing or not. Cultivate the singing soul, and you will someday break forth into a singing voice filled with the joy deep in your soul. You can drive away the gloom and disappointment, heartaches, by resolutely singing a song. It helps to remove the bonds of sin, sickness, and death. The world needs new song right now with words of truth. Only the music can so strong and powerful that it will penetrate to the very center of the soul, releasing unspeakable joy. Very few people realize the power of joy. The scripture tells us that joy will actually bring healing to your body. And like medicine, our physical bodies were not made to carry heavy burdens and sadness, guilt, and anxiety. Jesus said that his burden was light and that his yoke was easy. One of the fruits of the Holy Spirit is joy. Galatians 5:22. One of the marks that someone is filled with the Spirit is that there will be joy in their life. Joy is not a feeling, but a choice. Happiness is the emotional, but joy is the fruit of the Spirit. Once you begin to practice a lifestyle of rejoicing, your physical body will begin to respond by becoming stronger and healthy. Confession. The joy of the Most High is my strength. Today I choose to rejoice regardless of my current circumstances or how I feel. I choose joy. The new life in Christ fills me with zeal to live. I am healed, so be it.
All praises to the Most High. So be it. Thank you, Prophet Elijah. And folks, be sure and stay with us or come back at the end of the broadcast when Prophet Elijah gives us a closing prayer. And along the way, I'm sure, if it comes up, there'll be some comments from Prophet Elijah and from others as we get started now. And again, thank you, Prophet Elijah. So let's open up the microphones over there in the dial pad meetings room. And if there's anyone over there in YouTube, if you have a question, a topic, a suggestion, what you want to learn today, we're not prescribing, we're not diagnosing, we're simply answering questions.
I hear you.
Go ahead.
On what? It changed again. I had to get it back.
All right, let's go ahead and Whoops, let's mute that microphone if we can. I'm over here. I'm clicking on it. Yes, Prophet Elijah, could you mute your microphone? There, thank you, thank you. Okay, and we are moving forward. And I see no open microphones over there in the dial pad meeting room. And if a microphone did come open, I would be asking them what we should talk about today. And again, I don't see anyone over there in Zoom or in the YouTube room. No one has their hand up there. So, well, what was that? Okay. No, we're not going to. We need to decline that. Okay. We can't take any extra calls here while we're doing this. Now, that means that I got to come up with something. I've got to come up with something that I'm sure that you know that you would want to learn. And as I look down the list of reports that I have created in over the last 60 years, I'm looking at all these different reports. And one of the ones that just kind of jumps out at me is allergies. Let's take a look at allergies, unless someone comes up with another topic or suggestion. I'm going to start with allergies. We're just coming into summer here now, and there's the allergies. Well, they're all over the place, and people got a lot of allergies. Let's talk about what is an allergy. What are the natural remedies for allergies? All right, so we're going down here, and I'm clicking on the read more, and I'm doing this on two computers so that we're over on YouTube and Zoom on one computer, and we're on dial-pad meetings on another computer. And so we're doing this simultaneously. We're looking at the number one thing you can do for allergies: change your diet. That's right. Take a diet that's going to build you up and give you so much energy that you don't get sick anymore. And if you did, it would be very short and very quick, because you know all these natural remedies. You have access to the herbalhealthreview.com website because you're a member. So please become a member. You can become a member in two different ways. We ask for, and this is a ministry, and every penny in the last 60 years has gone into helping people. We're not wealthy, except in Jesus Christ, but in monetary money and so forth, we've never been blessed with an abundance of resources or money to help more people. And I continue to pray about that every day, because that will change. I know that people need this. They need this information. They need this service, this love of labor for Jesus Christ. They need this information so they can stop perishing for lack of knowledge. So where does it start? Make lifestyle changes. The diet. That's what you got to start on. That's right. You stop going to the fast food places. You stop eating out. You start making your own meal plans and your own recipes. And there's a complete system all laid out, ready for you to do it, step by step by step. It's called Make Lifestyle Changes. It will change your life for the better. You'll have the energy, You'll have the clarity to do whatever it is you need to do long on into your into your years, not ears, but years. Make lifestyle changes. A diet system. Doesn't that make sense? That what you eat normally, that's going to give you the energy. And if you've got a high energy, high immune system diet with a power drink, with special nutrients that you take to make you super powerful, and a power drink that tastes wonderful because you're in charge of the flavor and the ingredients, and they're all listed there. You have all these options, and you can change it around a little bit so that it fits you. That's the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system. It even has, besides the power drink that I love, I just had one, and that's it. That's what I've had to eat today. That's what I had to eat yesterday, was a power drink. Then I had one meal. That's all I need. I need a little bit of fruit in the morning, liquids, about 16 ounces or more of water. That's all. And some fruit, and then a power drink, and then one meal. That's it. That's how I roll. Keeps me slim, trim, and feeling great. Because and that Make Lifestyle Changes diet system has whole food, plant-based meal plans and recipes. So you pick.
Excuse me, Dr. Burke.
Hello.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes, how can I help?
Hi.
Hi.
This is Kimberly from King. Well, you were speaking about power drinks, right? And recipes. Do y'all actually have a recipe book with different drinks and foods that we can make on the website? Do y'all have a book?
I boiled down all the books and created the best diet system there is, so you don't have to go through a whole bunch of books. I already did it. Then I put it all together, and it's called Make Lifestyle Changes, and it gives you meal plans, whole food, plant-based meal plans and recipes. And you pick the meal plans you like. So now you're picking the food you like. You pick the recipes you like. Now you're getting the recipes that you like. And then below that, it balances everything out with an acid alkaline food chart. So you're picking 60% of the foods that you like. You're making sure that 60% of your foods are alkaline and 40% of your foods are acid. If you've got cancer, you want 75% of your diet to be alkaline and 25% of your diet to be acid. But the diet is a distillation of all the systems, all the diets. I boiled it on down to the meal plans that you like, the recipes you like, and a power drink, and all the things that will boost you up and make you powerful. You don't need to search around through book after book after book after book unless you're bored.
Okay, so so when I go to the website, right? Because I have them both on my computer.
Yes.
So I'm going to
So you
just make lifestyle changes.
Yeah, it's on the side panel on the right on your computer under miscellaneous information. It said Make Lifestyle Changes. Also, you'll see just above that is the member intake form. If you haven't filled out the member intake form, be sure and do that, because that goes directly to me in 5 minutes. I have that form, and then I can pray over it. I can answer your questions. I can create a protocol, which takes me about 10 days. And then you've got all this information with links to the products. See, that's what was banned. Everything that I just told you was banned by the federal government. They said, you can't do that. You can't have a website with all that information, and worse, you can't have all that information with products that you click on and it takes you to the manufacturer where you get a 20% discount off of whatever it is you order. Plus you get extra discounts if you order anything in a kit, like a high blood pressure kit, you get a discount. Then when you go to checkout, you get another discount because the discount code that it'll ask you for is GOCC, George, Oscar, Charlie, Charlie, or Gathering of Christ Church. That takes 20% off your order. This is the only system in the United States of America doing this because it was banned. It was banned, and I went into federal court without an attorney, stood up before a federal judge without an attorney, and the Most High came upon that judge and was my attorney and defeated the federal government in court and removed the ban. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. So is there any other question, please?
Nope, that was it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that question. Your questions help other people. Please, if you have a question or a comment or an idea, something you'd like to talk about, please open up your microphone. If you're over there in the dial pad meetings room, open up your microphone over there in YouTube or Zoom and let me know what it is you'd like to learn. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to allergies.
Dr. Truman.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Is it possible to repair the cartilage in the knee?
Yes, it is. And it was a very unusual thing when I was working with the folks in Utah back in the 60s and 70s. Ran across a fellow by the name of John Ray Christopher, who created something called bone, flesh, and cartilage. And he claimed that when he made that bone, flesh, and cartilage paste for a woman who had cancer of the spine and no spine was left, and she was laying there and she had like 5 or 6 children, and she could not get up off of her living room couch. That's where she lived. And he came along and he created this bone, flesh, and cartilage, which is a poultice. And you soak the poultice in this liquid, and this herbal mixture, and then you he put this poultice all the way up and down the spine, from the bottom of the neck to the tailbone. And he kept putting this poultice on there. And over time, it grew a new spine, he claims. And I don't know, I wasn't there, but I was there at the time he did it, but I wasn't there when he done it. But that's what he claimed. And so I used that same poultice, and I've used it a lot of times with people who said, said, I don't have any more cartilage in my knees and so forth. And but you got to do some other correcting things. You got to make sure you're getting the calcium to the knees. And you can only do that if you know about betaine, HCl, taking 1 with every meal. And if you have any kind of acid reflux, take 2 with a large glass of water in 10 minutes, no more acid reflux. But what the betaine HCl does, it converts to pepsinogen. Pepsinogen converts to pepsin, the enzyme, and that enzyme breaks down the calcium that's getting trapped in the tissues and never gets to the knees. It can't get there. It's on its way. It just don't get there. But when you take 1 betaine with every meal, it breaks down the calcium in the food. It gets all the way through the tissues. Then you don't have osteoporosis. Then you don't have missing cartilage. But between the bone, flesh, and cartilage herbal preparation, let's go take a look at that. I'm going over to the website, betterhealthherbs.com. I get nothing from the sale of any a product. And now I'm over here on the Better Health Herbs website, is the only person that makes all these products. Okay, and I don't get anything from it. I'd like to, but you know, in 2010, I did exactly what the government said I should do. They said, don't sell any more products. And then but I didn't do what when they said, don't pray with people and help them anymore. I couldn't do that. I refused to obey that. But I did obey as much as I possibly could. I stopped selling products. I haven't had a paycheck since 2010. It was the last time I ever received any kind of a paycheck. I get donations. And if I don't get a donation, then I can't do anything. Because between my Social Security and whatever donations I get, that's what keeps everything here glued together. And it's been that way ever since I've been getting Social Security. And I started getting it, and I was 62 years old. Wow, I'm almost 82. So that's a long time. It's been a long time. And taking every penny and putting it into this ministry. So because I'm spirit-filled and spirit-led, and that's what I have to do. I have to help people. I'm not happy. I'm not joyful unless I'm helping someone. So I'm spending 7 days a week helping as many people as I possibly can. And I don't have an assistant. I'm all alone doing this. Nobody's helping me. I do every single thing and everything that's needed. When you go on herbalhealthreview.com and you click on that member intake form, I'm the one that answers it. I'm the one that thanks you for a donation if you give me one, because there's no one else. But it shouldn't be that way. It should be that there are so many people here trying to help all the other people that I don't have to work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. But that never happened. And neither did the financing to put this together to where I could help more people. I'm still praying about financing. And I'm going to do the same thing I did when I walked into that courtroom without an attorney and defeated the federal judge or defeated the federal government we had a federal judge who went and defeated the federal government in court. She defeated herself. I never understood that part, because generally they don't do that, but that judge did that day. So all praise to the Most High, and she bless her. Now, so what we're talking about here is allergies, and we kind of got hung up talking about the Make Lifestyle Changes diet system, which is one of the most important things that anyone can do. Get your diet set, that you're not living to eat, but that you're eating to live. I'm eating to live. I eat just what it takes to nourish my body, the things I know that will give me super energy, super clarity, super power. That's what I eat. And I eat. I don't eat any more than I need. I eat just what I need, but whatever I'm eating is high power. And I'm taking a handful of supplements every day. That's it. It's a discipline. It's a discipline, and not everyone can do it. I get people telling me all the time, I'd rather die than have to change my diet and take some supplements. I'd rather suffer and die. But except when they're suffering and die, they change their mind a lot. When you get to the suffering and dying part, they change their mind. It's too late. So, Make Lifestyle Changes diet system. That's where you start every time with anything. Then when there are allergies, what do? Well, you got that make lifestyle changes diet system in place. Now you're powered up and you got the fuel, the energy to do whatever you need to do. One of the things you're going to find that is really under a lot of stress when when they have allergies, their glandular system isn't working. You know, the thyroid gland, the pituitary gland, the adrenal glands. These glands are getting worn out. The thyroid gland not working, they're gaining weight instead of losing weight, and they're not eating anything, you know, but they're still gaining weight. The glands aren't working. So I started out like about 30 years ago with over the years, I was always using about 8 separate formulations, 8 separate ones for all of the glands. So I had to give 8 little bottles. Prayed about it. And I compounded it, put it together, and I put it all in one bottle and reduced the price down real low. And all of a sudden, people who needed their glands strengthened, the spleen, the pancreas, the thyroid, the endocrine system, all of it. And then I put a heart formula in there to strengthen the heart. And it helped people lose weight. It helped people when they were on dialysis, and we used the kidney program. It helped them to come off of dialysis in 3 to 6 months. One of the things that we used was see, the kidneys are glands. So we're working on all the glands and the kidneys at the same time. All of a sudden, the kidneys start being nourished. They want to go back to work again. You know, and then instead of that 1 quart of water that they get to have that keeps them on dialysis, all of a sudden now you can increase that water and they come off of dialysis. A gland rejuvenator. When there's allergies, let's get all the glands in balance. There's an allergy relief group of herbs. Now, the beauty of these things, again, is that you can click. If it says a gland rejuvenator, you can click on it and look at the gland rejuvenator, and you can see all of it. I'm going to open it up and stay in this report. I'll open it in a new link. And there it is. So when we're looking at this actual gland rejuvenator, let's go over here and go down in the report and what to do. I've got to do this twice. And I'm clicking on gland rejuvenator. And I'm drinking some water. Yes. Now, that gland rejuvenator, I mean, it's a real work of art because when you see the ingredients in there, you're looking at about 50 different herbs. A lot of different herbs. Alfalfa, astragalus, barberry, bayberry, bugleweed, burdock root, catnip leaf, the cayenne root, chamomile flower, chaparral leaf, dandelion root, dulse, and it goes on and on and on. But there it is. This extraordinary formulation that got all balanced out, and it's even have some yellow dock in there. There's the iron. That's the yellow dock is 40% natural iron. What a wonderful formulation. And it's got all these herbs. So those are all the herbs that are helping the glands and the heart all at the same time. So just know that when we're over here in the allergies report and we're looking at the gland formula, we click on it. Then we're looking at the directions, the dosage, how much it takes. You can get it in any different size that you want to. And then there's the same thing. And then there's an allergies relief herbal formula. Now the allergies relief formula is more of a natural antibiotic. And that just helps to get rid of the itchiness and all the things that are going on with the sore eyes and sneezing and all the things that are going on. The bayberry bark dries things up. Echinacea is a natural immune stimulant. Wild cherry bark is wonderful for the respiratory system. Yarrow is a great healer. Golden seal root is one of the most unusual, wonderful natural antibiotics. Golden seal root, and you don't want the leaf, never the leaf, always the root. Golden seal root is a wonderful natural antibiotic that does not disturb the bacteria in the stomach. All other antibiotics will wipe out the bacteria in the stomach. Good bacteria and bad bacteria just starts wiping them out. But the golden seal only wipes out the bad guys and leaves the good guys in the stomach, good bacteria. That's cool. That's really cool. So now we got this wonderful allergies relief. We've got a glandular tune-up going on here. And we're going back. Okay, let's go back to where we were. And in the allergy report. And another thing that happens is that hay fever, itchy eyes, runny nose, all that. There's a hay. So if you're having that kind of a symptom, there is a hay fever formula. And generally, if you're real sensitive, you start with 6 drops and you wait 10-15 minutes. And if you're although you're real sensitive, if that's giving you relief, then you're fine. Then you can use a small amount, and 6 drops will be about the dosage for someone who's very sensitive to everything. But if you're not sensitive to everything, or if you're not sensitive to a particular formulation of herbs, and liquids are the best. Liquids you put in your mouth go directly into the bloodstream. You take a capsule, some of it you get, some of it you don't get. It's just, and it takes a while to absorb. Take a tablet, same thing. But the liquids under the tongue, bam, you get it immediately. It's the state-of-the-art delivery system. So hay fever, whatever the allergies, whatever the symptoms are, whether it's a general allergic reaction or whether it's hay fever symptoms, and then you want to take a probiotic. And the kind of a probiotic that you want is called 1050. 10 separate strains, 50 billion strength. That is a powerful probiotic. And the normal healthy colon, it contains it contains about friendly bacteria, 85% lactobacillus, and about 15% coliform bacteria. And it is the friendly bacteria flora found in yogurt, but don't try to get your bacteria from yogurt. Dairy is the poorest way to get your friendly bacteria. Dairy is a bad way to do that, because it'll clog you up with, if you've got any kind of allergies, the dairy is going to clog you up. You got to get away from dairy. The only thing in dairy that you might want is butter. Butter is actually good for you, but you don't want yogurt. That's a waste of your money and your time. Just get a good natural probiotic. Take 1 capsule in the morning, and that's more yogurt. That's more bacteria that's in the whole quart of yogurt. When these bacteria are not in balance in your digestive tract, then the person may experience bloating, flatulence, constipation, malabsorption of nutrients, all of which can lead to Candida albicans, and candida. That's why the probiotics are so important. And taking a dietary supplement may help to detoxify and to rebuild a balanced intestinal flora. That is, it's used to defend against Candida albicans, which is the overgrowth of unfriendly bacteria in your digestive tract. And a lot of people have that problem. They're eating too much sugar and they love it and they don't want to quit. So they keep eating the sugar and just be having a stomach ache or aches and pains and on and on. They don't feel well, but they don't want to give up the things they're eating. It's a habit. People don't want to change their habits. But once you do change your habit and you're into a good habit, then you don't want to change that one either. That's the good news. It's maybe a little cumbersome to change the habit. But once you get the new one and it's better and it makes you feel better, wow. Okay. Now, what else? What else? You want to make sure you're taking your calcium and magnesium, about 600 milligrams of calcium, and up to as much as 1,600, and in some cases, 2,000 milligrams of magnesium. And you want a chelated variety that is like, like a chelated, like a citrate or ammoniate chelate. You want chelated is a Greek word. And what the chelation means, it means to claw onto. So they're clawing onto with citrus onto magnesium, and it helps to break it down and digest it to where you get every bit of it. So that's why this chelation is so important. And so a good one there is listed. It's called Nice Bones, and it's about 600 milligrams of let's think what the ratio is here. Let's take a look at that ratio. We're clicking on Nice Bones. Okay, we open the link in a new tab. So we stay on here. We're going to take a look and see what the ratio of this is. Okay, the ratio of Nice Bones. We're clicking on that, opening the link in a new tab. So the answer is, is that it? My camera is over the top of the tab. Is that it right there? Yes, there's Nice Bones. There's 250 tablets in a jar, and it takes 3 of them to give you the full deal. And what you get is, again, 1,200 milligrams of calcium and 600 milligrams of, I'm trying to say that again, 600 milligrams of calcium, 1,200 milligrams of magnesium. And it even has an extra 1,000 IUs of vitamin D. And you want to try to get 10,000 IUs of vitamin D every day. And there's another trick to that too. That's a whole nother story. When you're taking vitamin D, you want to take 50,000 one time a day for 15 days. And then after 15 days, you want to take 1,000, you want to take 10,000, take 10,000 daily on the 16th day. 50,000 for 15 days, 10,000 the rest of the time, except the beginning of spring, the beginning of fall. Beginning of fall in October, when it's just going to start into flu season, you take 50,000 for 15 days. You don't get the flu. Or if you do, you get over so quick, you never got it over so quick. Because it boosts your immune system so huge. And you only do that twice a year. Beginning of October and in the beginning of spring. You do it again. Every 6 months, 50,000 for 15 days 10,000 there in between of vitamin D3. That is the secret of vitamin D3, which many people are claiming, and I'm reading, I can only, tell you what I read, and I'm reading that vitamin D, they're saying it is the cure for high blood pressure. But I've seen people take it, and until they worked on the kidneys and the high blood pressure with a kidney kit and a high blood pressure kit, high blood pressure wouldn't change. And some people's diet was so bad, didn't matter what they did until they changed the diet, even if they did work on the kidneys and the high blood pressure at the same time, they couldn't get over it because their diet's so bad. And maybe they're overweight and they've got to deal with it. They've got to, they need to find out about a weight loss kit that they can get to lose that weight. But that's the whole thing, is there's so many answers, and it took me 60 years to get them all sorted out and come here and share it all with you, all sorted out, to where you don't have to sort it out. You don't have to read 15 or 20 books. I already read 50 books on one subject. Okay, so now I got two PhDs. I'm a graduate ethnobotanist and a phytotherapist. I'm a graduate master herbalist, chartered herbalist, master of herbology with 60 years experience. So I read a lot of books. Let's get back to allergies. So nice bones, we found out about nice bones, and we found out about how you've got to take that betaine HCl to break down the calcium. Then there's something called MSM powder. It's going to detox you. What MSM powder does, it's natural sulfur from wood. Natural sulfur, like garlic, has natural sulfur. MSM is like a pound of powder, looks like a pound of sugar, but it's bitter. And you take 1 teaspoon with every meal the first week, 2 teaspoons with every meal the second week, 3, oops, I broke this finger, 3 teaspoons of MSM powder with each meal on the third week. That's how you take MSM. That MSM powder, what it's doing, see, you have to build up in it. You don't want to take 3 teaspoons the first week. You want to take 1 the first week, 2 the second week, 3 each meal. 3 teaspoons. 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon. So you're taking, at the end, in 3 weeks, you're taking 1 tablespoon with each meal. And I just put it in my mouth and chase it with water. Easiest way to do it. I don't like putting powders in water and watch it stick to the glass. I figure I'm losing something. I want all of it. So I put it in my mouth off the spoon, chase it with water. So, and I need a drink of water. So, so we're talking about MSM powder, methylsulfonylmethane. And what this powder does, it looks like a pound of sugar, but it's a little bit bitter. But it's not real bitter. I mean, it's made from wood. And what it does is, when you're taking that MSM powder, it's taking the cells of your body, which are getting old and shrinking up and shriveling up and dying. And finally, you got an old person with old cells, and they're and the body's dying. And that's what happens to every cell in your body. It finally just dies. But what MSM does is it keeps it young and wet and permeable, and lets all the toxins out and lets the nutrients in. It's a super detoxer that keeps your cells younger. That means it's keeping you younger, longer, and even the skin, your instead of getting dried up and shriveling up, it stays younger, longer. MSM powder. It's a detoxer. It will detox you against your allergies. Then you want more energy, you're exhausted, you're tired, you just can't go anymore. Bee pollen. And you say, I can't have bee pollen, it's a pollen. Well, here's the trick. You get a glass of water, get 1 granule of local bee pollen. Don't buy it from China, buy it from wherever you live, in that town. Find a beekeeper who has his bees away from the road, away from anything. These bees are getting from honey and propolis from clean flowers. You have to watch that part. You don't want a beekeeper who's living in town and his bees are getting stuff near the roadside and all that. You don't want that. I'm very careful about the ingredients. You can't have a wonderful recipe and have a bad ingredient. You've got to have a wonderful recipe and your ingredients have to be pure. They have to be organic. They have to be wild. They have to be the real deal, the best you can get. Never get commercial stuff. Okay, and that's your ingredients. So the bee pollen has to come from a local, clean source. And then if you've never had bee pollen before, take one granule and put it in a glass of water, stir it up, and take a little sip. If you don't get a reaction, that's good. Then you just kind of continue to sip away on that. If you've got the whole glass gone, next time, 2 granules, next time, 3 granules. Pretty soon you're taking a teaspoon to a tablespoon of bee pollen, and it is the most perfect food on the face of the earth. Look it up. Bee pollen, perfect food, everything in it. And that's an energizer. So that's an honest energizer. Things like bee pollen, ginseng, and you don't use these things, you don't use bee pollen and ginseng unless you're working. You don't take bee pollen and ginseng and go take a nap. Don't do that. It's not going to work good. But bees collect only those pollens that contain the greatest amounts of protein and other nutrients. That's why it's so perfect. They only, if a flower doesn't have an abundant amount of protein and nutrients, they don't go to that flower. The bees, they mix them with the nectar and some of the bees' own secretions, and they take them to their hives. And on their hind legs is something called propolis, which they smear all around the inside of the hive. And if a bug gets in there, nothing will infect the inside of a hive. The bee propolis is a great throat medicine, a great medicine for your bee propolis that they smear around in their hives. Yeah, it's a natural antibiotic. But bee pollen, do this. And bee pollen contains much more protein per ounce than any other natural food. That's huge. Bee pollen has much more protein per ounce than any other natural food. And it's the only food that contains 22 amino acids of the human body. Bee pollen is considered by some to be the most perfect food on earth in terms of its complete range of nutrients. It is used to build stamina and endurance and as a support during any weight loss program. You want to make your weight loss program a lot easier? Use bee pollen. It is considered to be an allergy breaker. And that's how you break it. You just start adding more and more bee pollen, and pretty soon you're taking bee pollen and it gives you all this energy and breaks your allergies. You start by taking what, see, that's called a homeopathic dose. When I'm putting 1 granule in a glass of water, that's homeopathically. Okay. And gradually increasing until the allergies are broken. And other possible uses, you can use it for exhaustion. Bee pollen is used for hay fever. It's used for high blood pressure. Bee pollen is used for nervousness and for any kind of an endocrine imbalances and diabetes, etc. Bee pollen is high in aspartic acid and is 35% protein. It is best to take bee pollen in the morning and or early afternoon so that the body is energized throughout the day and able to shut down and rest during the night. In other words, do not take it at night unless you want to stay up all night. And if you have to stay up all night, it's one of the things that could help you endure it. So don't take it, you want to take it early morning or early afternoon. Please don't take it at evening. Otherwise, you'll be up all night. And the body is energized. The body will be energized when you're taking it during the day like that. And then it's going to be able to shut down and rest during the night. And if using along with a weight loss program, take prior to meals. Take some bee pollen before the meal. It'll satisfy you and nourish you. And if using it to build stamina and endurance, take prior to and during events. If you're going to run a race, take some, and along the way, take some more. Start with 1 drop in a glass of water for sensitive people, and increase to as much as 1 to 2 tablespoons daily as needed to remove the appetite and add stamina and endurance. So we're talking about things that are going to break allergies. Grapefruit seed extract is an allergy breaker. Citrus paradise is its botanical name. And grapefruit extract works against viruses, bacteria, fungi, molds, parasites, E. coli, and strep, and staph, and salmonella, and other disease-causing germs. That's right. You wanted to know what would do that for funguses and bacteriaceae and viruses? Grapefruit seed extract. You use this against other disease-causing germs, and internally, the concentrate is useful as for a wide variety of ailments, including Candida albicans infections, when you got yeast infections and fungal infections on the foot. Grape seed extract. You use grapefruit seed extract for sore throats, for intestinal upset, and it may also be used to purify water. That's right. If you go to a country and you're not sure whether their water is loaded with fungus and bacteria and molds and whatever, and so then what you do, you can take it with you. You always take a little 1 ounce bottle or with you when you're on your trip, or even a 2 ounce if you're going to be on a long trip. But you use about 3 drops per gallon, and it purifies a gallon of water from fungi, molds, parasites, bacteria. Be sure to put a little bottle in your in your suitcase when you're traveling. 1 ounce bottle is safe. Sometimes they let you go with a 2 ounce bottle, but a 1 ounce bottle, they leave you alone. And now, so that's fantastic. You can go to foreign countries traveling, and also it'll even disinfect the surface. You can take a few drops and you can wipe a counter down with it. It's like bleach or ammonia-based products. It'll do the same thing, only there's no bleach and no ammonia. Grapefruit seed extract, very interesting herb. Then the amino acid L-cysteine. The amino acid L-cysteine, that's C-Y-S-T-E-I-N-E, L-cysteine. This amino acid, it's used for respiratory illness and immunity and cell growth, all of these things. And this amino acid is essential for the formation of skin and hair. You're having a problem with your skin or your hair, the amino acid L-cysteine. And another good way to get that is NAC, N-acetyl L-cysteine. Then it becomes a super detoxifier, and that would be a good thing. I take one of those every day. That's right. And I take one of those 1050 probiotics every day. I already had mine today. Cysteine, L-cysteine for growing hair and for helping with skin problems. Along with some vitamin A will help, especially with the skin problems. And L-cysteine is used for respiratory disorders such as chronic bronchitis. And it stimulates white blood cell activity in the immune system. Any of you out there with low white blood cell activity? L-cysteine stimulates white blood cell activity in the immune system. L-cysteine. Oh, vitamin C. Anywhere from 3 to 6,000 daily is wonderful. 2,000 every 3 hours is perfect. A perfect amount of vitamin C. Vitamin C, at least 2,000 to 4,000 milligrams daily for adults. Taken in divided doses is best. Divide that dose. Don't try to take it all at once. Throughout the day, vitamin C is added support to the adrenal gland. Helps the adrenal glands, which helps you get over allergies. When the adrenals get exhausted, you get allergic reactions. Quercetin, I had my quercetin today too. I had my vitamin C today, and I had my NAC as well. But the quercetin, taking that's a vitamin that has a strong safety record, quercetin, and it's good against viruses. One of the things you should be taking to avoid the flu. I took that today too. And it can be very helpful. Quercetin can be very helpful with symptoms. And it does take 7 to 14 days to reach its full effect. So if you start taking it, you're going to reach maximum effect in about 7 to 14 days. And along with quercetin is stinging nettles. And man, those two together are wonderful. They help each other. Nettles has been known to have effects on inflammation. Anybody got inflammation? Any kind of inflammation? Quercetin and stinging nettles. If you're able to find the quercetin, then you get a little bottle of stinging nettle tincture extract, 30 drops 3 times a day, 1 quercetin maybe once or twice a day. And it helps get rid of sinus problems. The safety record is also very good. And again, nettles pairs with quercetin perfectly. They help each other. Another great anti-inflammatory, because allergies is inflammation. So we got all these anti-inflammatories. Another great anti-inflammatory, the one that the slaves used to build the pyramids, they ate a lot of turmeric throughout the East. You're going to see turmeric all over the place in the East. It's anti-inflammatory, and you can eat it like a food. So you can eat so much of it that you just don't have inflammation, although you're working out, and you should be inflamed. If you get enough turmeric, you won't. Turmeric is so powerful and so common in the East. If you've ever had curry, that's why curry is yellow. Turmeric kind of looks like a carrot. It looks like a carrot, and these little roots, and it's really orange, and people are finding out about it. People are finding out about turmeric, also called curcumin. It's the root. And B complex. B complex for allergies. The reason why is B complex is the vitamin complex, B complex. It supports the adrenal gland. So when you pushing yourself and you're pushing yourself, take B complex. It'll feed the adrenal gland so you don't become exhausted. You might get real tired, but you're not going to get exhausted if you're taking 100 milligrams of B complex 2 to 3 times a day. If you're really, really under that much stress, 3 times a day. Otherwise, morning and night should do it. We mentioned ginseng, which is a super energizer. And if you don't have high blood pressure, you can add a little licorice root. But licorice root can spike the high blood pressure in people with high blood pressure. So be careful of licorice root. But the Panax ginseng, 15 to 30 drops under the tongue whenever you're going to want some energy. Panax ginseng. There's American Panax, there's Chinese Panax, there's Japanese Panax, Korean Panax. So Panax is the botanical name of the true ginsengs. But licorice root, if you can tolerate it and don't have high blood pressure, Panax ginseng with licorice root. These provide great support for the adrenal gland and can therefore provide significant benefit for the fatigue that might come with ongoing sinus issues. Sinus issues are connected to the adrenal gland being exhausted, being pushed until it's always being pushed until finally you get sinus problems. Most patients note that licorice root and Panax ginseng, these are not only help the sinuses, but return their stamina and decrease the symptoms of brain fog. Those with a history of high blood pressure should discuss the use of ginseng and licorice. If you have high blood pressure, be careful about that ginseng and licorice. Let's see how it, be careful of it that it doesn't spike it. For people with sinus and lung congestion problems from allergies, there is a sinus and lung congestion herbal formulation that helps clear the lungs and the sinuses of congested matter. And you want to use for allergies, for bronchitis, for congestion, lung problems, pleurisy, pneumonia. Oh, if anybody has pneumonia, how you get over it in 72 hours, within 72 hours, is to breathe colloidal silver water, nebulize it, get it into the air, breathe colloidal silver water, and say goodbye to pneumonia. Sinus and lung congestion is helped with this sinus and lung congestion herbal formula that also helps get rid of pneumonia, quinsy, all respiratory problems, sinusitis, and hoarseness. Sometimes I've done so many broadcasts that I start getting hoarse. Let's look at that formula. I want to look at that formula. Open the link in a new tab. Remember, all these links are alive. You can go and look at them and see where is it? Right there. So a lung, the lung formula. Let's look at that. Okay, we're gonna. Oops, I can't do that. I gotta do it like that. Open link in a new tab, then do like that. That way I'll keep my report. So I'm looking at formula. It doesn't have a name. The reason they don't have a name is because the FDA didn't like the name. They said you can't label it that. You can't label something for the lungs, for the sinuses. They say that's forbidden. We will close you down. They shake their finger at you. Yeah. Number 1390 is the number of the sinus lung congestion formula, which has no name. So 1390. And what does that? Mullein leaf, the number one herb that will move the mucus through the body is mullein leaf. More mullein leaf, less mucus. It'll push it right out of the body. First herb in that formula, number 1390 for sinuses, is mullein leaf, slippery elm bark, chickweed, peppermint leaf, lobelia leaf, and a little bit of cayenne. And it's in structured water. See, you can't say alkaline water. You have to say structured water. And a little bit of alcohol, 20%. And you're going to notice with other formulations out there, they're 30, 40, 50, 60% or more. You're buying alcohol, you're not buying an herbal formula. Here, you're buying an herbal formula with as little alcohol as is necessary to preserve it. But some people say, I don't like alcohol. Guess what? All you have to do is order it in a vegetable glycerin to replace the alcohol. Now you got it. So you can have it alcohol-free or with alcohol. The one with alcohol has so little alcohol, it's never bothered anybody. Even if they were a blazing alcoholic, it didn't make them want to take another drink because there's not enough there to make them want to take another drink. You're only taking some drops. It's when you get one shot, you want another shot and another shot. That's where the problem lies. So that is an absolutely wonderful sinus formulation, moving that sinus right out of the body, that sinus mucus right out of the body. Let's get back to allergies. Let's get back to those allergies. We're really getting through allergies. We're getting down to it. Now, you want to use the right type of oils, because these oils these fish oils are absolutely vital and essential. They're supportive research that shows that the consumption of EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids, may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease, to bring you vibrant health and energy. See, we've already got a heart formula in that number 1196 we started with, but it's these oils. Heart disease is the #1 killer. It's killing people because they're not taking these omega EPA, DHA fish oils. That's right, and they don't know. Our people are perishing for lack of knowledge because they don't know about taking all of these fish oils, DHA, EPA, to reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. They don't know about it. They're not taking it. Nobody's ever told them about this stuff before. Reason why is because this is banned information. What I'm telling you, this information has all been banned. But not here. It's not banned here. It's banned everywhere else in America. Here is one for people who have a sinus infection. Now, really what all they need is some colloidal silver water, and get a neti pot, N-E-T-I, neti pot, and put it in there. And then very carefully use your neti pot to flush your sinuses, and the colloidal silver water is carrying submicroscopic particles of silver, hunting for virus, fungus, and bacteria, and penetrating the cells, disable the oxygen. Virus, fungus, bacteria dies. It's gone. With colloidal silver water. Everybody should have a colloidal silver water generator. And everybody should find out about the colloidal silver water report. First of all, let's look at what is a colloidal silver water generator. Why is it so important? It gets rid of 650 known bacteria, funguses, and viruses on contact, and does nothing to the human body. Doesn't harm anybody. Nobody's ever said colloidal silver water harmed me. Never. It's so safe you can splash it in a baby's eyes. You can put it in a baby's ears. If a baby had an earache or an eye infection or an ear infection, you can put it in a baby's nose and get rid of a sinus infection. You could put it in a baby's mouth and get rid of thrush or any kind of a mouth infection, gum infection. And you can do this on babies or adults. You can soak any burn. I don't know how bad it is. And there's some pretty bad burns. Once you soak in it with colloidal silver water, it takes the pain away. And if you continue to soak a burn for 4 hours, you can remove the colloidal silver water cloth that's soaked in colloidal silver water. You can remove it after 4 hours. All the pain is gone. All the pain will stay gone. You'll forget. You forget. The only way you'll remember is to look at it and say, "Oh, what an ugly burn." Because you don't feel it. There's no pain. Colloidal silver water is one of the most amazing things that that I've ever found. 650 different diseases. I mean, that's me. That's amazing. So,
Dr. Birch,
go ahead.
hi. Don't mean to interrupt you, but since you're on the silver generator, I had some issues trying to understand the instructions and putting it together. Now, it seemed that do you need to have special containers like a gallon glass container, or does it matter what you put it in? And
Okay, that's a good question. What you want with colloidal silver water is you want a glass 1 gallon jug if you're going to make a gallon. If you're not, you can make a quart, 32 ounces. You can make 32 ounces every 10 minutes. You can make a quart, which is 32 ounces. You can make that every 10 minutes, or you can make a gallon every 40 minutes.
does it matter how long you keep those little silver things in the water?
Yes, yes, yes. So if you took a quart and after 10 minutes, you want to pull those rods out of there because you have about 50 parts per million, and all of the research was done on 10 parts per million is all that is necessary. Then you're going to have people tell you, oh, my colloidal water is better because it's smaller, and all that's baloney. The research shows that when you hit silver rods with 27 volts of electricity, that's when it starts shedding submicroscopic particles of silver into solution, into distilled water. So you're going to have distilled water.
I watched that happen. That was amazing there.
You want distilled water. So you have a clear glass jug, a pickle jar you picked up somewhere, and you fill that all the way to the very top, where if you jiggle it, it's going to spill. Reason why? Then you take these silver rods, because this box is already put together, ready to go out of the box. It's ready to use. All you do is take the silver rods, you attach them to one clip and another silver rod to the other clip, and you take and you bend it all the way down and put it as far down in that water as you can and clip it at the very end. So now that water's all the way to the top, and that rod is all the way down in there. You have maximum surface with water and silver rod. You then, if it's a gallon, you look at the timer, you go for 40 minutes. The water cannot be cold. If it's cold, it's not going to make colloidal silver water. It wants to be warm or room temperature, and at warm or room temperature, you still may need to take a little tiny pinch of like sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, and you just put a little sprinkle, not even very much at all, of the salt over the top of the rods. If it's a little bit, if it's not moving, if you're watching it and 5 minutes goes by and you can't see any, looks like smoke coming off the rods, fumes coming off the rod. If you don't see that in 5 minutes, put a little bitty sprinkle of sea salt, Himalayan pink salt, that will activate it. And then if you still don't in 5 minutes, it's because your batteries are too weak. And you always, before you start to make a batch, you tap the two rods together and a little light on the front comes on. And if that light is bright, your batteries are strong and you're good to make a batch. If that light is weak, take the little 4 screws out, take the cap off, and change the batteries, 3 9-volt batteries. You do that in about 5 minutes. You snap three 9-volt batteries into the box if the light is weak. The light is strong, and it should be strong for about 3 years. Okay, so but if it's weak, you're going to replace the batteries so that you can make a nice strong batch. Then you go for 40 minutes. At the end of 40 minutes, you say, hey, I'm going to go a little bit longer. I'm going to go 45 minutes, but I'm watching it. Pretty soon it start putting little specks, little black specks on the top of the water. Okay, you pull your rods out when it's putting little specks. That's as far as you're going to go. So you pull the rods out of there, and you take your little green scratchy pad and you wipe them down so they're shiny.
Mhm.
And you put them back in there, and you take your little silver water box, and you take those two little alligator clips, and you take one of the clips and you clip it to the wire, not to the each clip. You don't want, because the light will come on and it will short it out. The reason why you clip it onto the wire is because now those wires can't get loose and accidentally touch the tips together and burn out your batteries. So then you look into your bag and go, oh my goodness, I forgot to clip it there. And both the clips got together. The light's been on for 3 days. I no longer have any batteries, so you don't do that. So now you're making sure that you put it in the bag, you put it back under the counter. You take your gallon or your quart of distilled water that has the submicroscopic particles of silver that is carrying an electric charge and is hunting, and it's magnetized to go to any disease, any fungus, any virus, any bacteria those are positively charged. And the electric the submicroscopic particles of silver carrying an electric charge are negatively charged, and they're magnetically pulled into each other. And then the submicroscopic molecule of silver penetrates the cell, disables the oxygen, the cell dies, it does nothing else to your body, and all of a sudden you don't have any more viruses or funguses or bacteria in your body, and you can splash it in your eyes, you can put it in your nose, you can put it in your ears, you can put it in your mouth, you can put it on your skin before you put on your makeup or anything. You can splash it on your face because it gives you a natural barrier against any virus, fungus, or bacteria. If you had to wear a mask, you would dip your mask in the colloidal silver water, wring it out, put it on your face. If there was any bacteria, it would get trapped in the mask and it would kill any virus, fungus, bacteria on contact. That stuff is one of the greatest natural healers. When I first discovered that 40, 50 years ago, I called it my Jesus water. Yes, because that's what it reminded me of. So that's it for colloidal silver, and there's a report on it. There's a report on colloidal silver water. It's on the main page, and it says colloidal silver water. Be sure to look at that colloidal silver
First
water.
page.
It's right on all of the different pages. Whenever you're there, like that allergy report, I'm going up in the allergy report, and along the side on the right-hand side, I go down in there and there's miscellaneous information.
I see.
Colloidal silver water, nature's natural healer, the complete report on it. Now
Okay, one more question about the colloidal.
Yeah, go ahead.
For maintenance, just for maintenance, pure maintenance, how much would you say that a person could consume before turning blue?
Okay. For maintenance, 1 ounce a day. 1 ounce a day. To start out your day, you can swish it around in your mouth. It just sterilizes your mouth. And so you can drink 1 ounce a day. And if you ever have any cold, virus, flu, infection, that's when you take it. You may take 16 ounces a day. Whenever I get any flu, and I've had every flu, I had COVID about 6 times.
Really?
Oh yeah, people kept sharing it with me.
Nice. That's nice.
But then I would drink this colloidal silver water, and I would drink 16 ounces. I once came back from the UK, and I had the worst flu I ever had in my life, and I had to drink it for 21 days. I drank a gallon a day.
Oh,
21
wow.
days. I turned blue. That's called Algeria. Then I had to take.
Greetings, Dr. Truman.
Yes, greetings. Let me finish. I turned blue from drinking colloidal silver water. Yes, Sister Barbara, please hold for a moment while I finish my thought. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's almost time for it to be over and you need to know this.
Yes, okay, I need to know this. So what do I need to know?
Yeah,
Please tell
let me
me,
tell you what you need to know.
please.
I was out on YouTube, okay?
Yes,
If we have a question out on YouTube, because there's 4 good questions out on YouTube, how would you know that?
because
And
they would,
what should we do out on YouTube?
because they would open their mic. Because I'm looking at YouTube and I'm looking at a couple of folks that I know and love there, David and Sharisa. And
Yeah, but
whenever
there's
when
there's 4 questions out there.
the
There's
answer
4 questions.
the answer is, how would I know if somebody on YouTube wants to say something?
Right.
They do just what Sister Charissa just did. She opened her mic and she said, Truman, I want to ask you a question. And that's what she did. And that's what and that's the same thing Prophet Elijah does on YouTube. He just opens his mic and then I see it. I see him there. I see his mic is open and I ask him what they want to, what they need to know.
Okay, that's one way.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's the phone number they can call.
Oh, good.
I'm into conference.
Thank you. What is it?
So maybe they need to know that phone number, just in case they have a question and don't know how to get in. It's just a polite thing to know.
Yes, and that phone number.
What's that phone number?
Yeah, please give me that phone number.
Yeah, because I can come out and come into conference.
Yes. So.
I mean, at least they have 2 ways they can do it.
Right. See, it's a bit for this particular thing. See, it's really easy to just go into the dial pad meetings room because it's a real simple scenario. You just dial the number, which is 503.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
503.
Give them the phone number.
Yeah, 503-6060, 503-606-6064, and you're in the dial pad meetings room. If you want to use the telephone, that's the easiest. However, if you want to be in the YouTube YouTube room, it's complicated. You need to dial 669-900-6833. Then, when prompted, you enter the meeting ID number 874 8491 1435. Then you press pound 2 times. Then you put in the passcode 9999, 4 9s. You got to do all of that to get into that room. I do not know how they could have made it more complicated.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So,
There's a simple phone number they can call in.
so the yeah,
I just
go ahead.
I just want to give you love and respect, okay?
I love
Because
you,
know
Sister
something.
Barbara.
That's what you want. You're welcome.
Thank you, dear. Sister Barbara out there in Pennsylvania, she is an angel that helps everybody, including me. She is an angel, and I love my Sister Barbara. So,
May I ask, sir, doctor,
yes, go ahead.
can I ask 2 short little questions? Well, they may not be short.
Okay, because I've only got.
Maybe we can handle the one next week. I wanted to know about BPH. Is there pain associated with it, and what are the symptoms? Number 1. Number 2, can you give me something about ginkgo biloba?
First one was BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. Second one was about what?
Ginkgo biloba is supposed to be
Ginkgo
for your
biloba.
memory and mind and brain.
Yes. Okay, ginkgo biloba. It increases circulation to the brain. So that's one. And for some people, you don't want to do that. you have to be real careful. Maybe if they're having seizures or a seizure problem, you want to be careful with herbs like ginkgo. But if you just want to increase the memory and circulation to the brain, yes, ginkgo biloba. But when you're talking about benign prostatic hyperplasia, now we're talking about prostate issues. Then we get over to the prostate report on herbalhealthreview.com. And when we click on prostate, then it gets right on into it and tells you what is needed. One of the big things behind prostate problems and high blood pressure problems that just keeps coming up and general practitioners don't seem to address is the fact that both of them yield to being helped when you work on the kidneys. So just know that. Now let's take a look at prostate briefly, because what you want is a prostate kit to work on that prostate. And you want to look at that prostate information that is on the website, herbalhealthreviews.com. herbalhealthreview.com, click on common conditions, go down to prostate, and it goes to tell you one of the first things you want to know about is colloidal silver water. Wants to know you need to clean out the liver, the blood, and the digestive tract with a good colon cleanser, and you need a good fiber to absorb all the toxins. Then it says, here is a group of herbs that is for the prostate. And a group of herbs that are for the prostate is, let me get over here. I'm multi.
So what would the symptoms be if you have an issue there? Are there symptoms or they're not? Or sometimes?
Oh yeah, pain, inflammation, soreness, and cancer.
Okay.
That's your symptoms.
Okay.
Yeah, it's painful, sore, inflamed. Your urine may be obstructed. It can get to be a very difficult thing. That's why you catch it early and you deal with it with all of these natural remedies. You get a proper diagnosis. If you need to, you go to your doctor and make sure that you're properly diagnosed, that you know what's really going on, and then you're using that prostate herbal tincture. You're using saw palmetto and nettles. We already talked about that. And those are for inflammation. You're getting all of the anti-inflammatory products you possibly can. You're looking for an anti-inflammatory kit with herbs in it for inflammation. You're using the prostate support formula. You're using saw palmetto tincture, nettle leaf, a kidney bladder formula. You're getting a kidney cleanse kit. So that you're getting all the herbs. You're getting a make lifestyle changes kit so that you're increasing their energy and their diet so they can have the power to get over it. You're taking, you're finding out about GABA. GABA, gamma amino butyric acid. What it does is it supports the prostate. It's for anxiety and stress and brain function, and ADD. GABA helps anxiety, stress, brain function, and ADD, and it's useful for enlarged prostate because it plays a role in the mechanism of regulating the release of sex hormones. So you make sure they're getting plenty of GABA. GABA is one of those. GABA is an amino acid. Means all it is a food. No one has ever overdosed on GABA because you can't. You can take all the GABA you want to. So
what
you
is
take
GABA?
GABA. Okay. Number 2256. But you take this GABA and you take enough of it that it mellows you out. And everybody's different. So maybe it's 1 or 2 a day, maybe it's 3 or 4 GABAs a day. And then you're doing that kidney cleanse kit, and you're doing the prostate. All of these things we talked about, the prostate, and the make lifestyle changes, and then all the time you're doing that, you're praying and keeping the faith and receiving a healing for the glory and for the victory of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, in the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior, Yeshua. So be it.
So be it.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, we have come to the top of the hour. And wow, we got a lot of information out today. And we've got to get over to our good friend and brother, Dr. Prophet Elijah out there in Pike Road, Alabama. We've got to get over there to him and get a closing prayer. Prophet Elijah, are you there, my friend? Okay, he's on his way here. Prophet Elijah, I guess you're getting ready to for the closing hour, but a closing prayer. But the thing about it is, I want to make sure you have all the telephone numbers. Folks, my telephone number, and you don't want to call me unless you have to. And the reason why, you want to email me if you can. But if you can't email me, call me, because I can't get to all my calls. I'm backed up on my calls, but I'm answering all my emails. So I probably should give you my email first. My email address is Truman, Truman, at herbalhealthreview.com. Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. Please email me and go on that website, herbalhealthreview.com. Click on that member intake form, fill it out, and click on the About tab, and become a member, and join this ministry. It's a wonderful cause of getting this information out to everybody. It's a beautiful thing when somebody calls you up and they say, I'm not suffering anymore. It's a beautiful thing. And so be sure and call me at 503-362-5899, but it's better to email me, Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. But my telephone number is 503-362-5899, and Prophet Elijah's telephone number is 334-868-3881. 334-868-3881. Prophet Elijah, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I hear you 10 by 10. Can we please have a closing prayer, sir?
Yes, sir. In famine, he will redeem you from death, in war from the power of the sword. As a believer, you can prophesy healing not only with your words, but also with your hands, so that wherever you go and encounter sick people, they will be healed when you touch and pray for them. Heavenly Father, I pray that they receive an anointing from healing in their hands and in their bodies. Let virtue be released through me and your power, so that wherever I go, and those who believe in healing people will be healed. Heavenly Father, as we fast and pray, increase healing virtue in us. I believe for miracles to flow through our lives according to the words that we speak, submitting ourselves to your service. Dr. Truman, Father, Most High God, I thank you for divine alignment in the spirit. For Dr. Truman, I prophesy that he is vertically and horizontally lined up with your will. The blood of Jesus covers him. It has made you perfect in every good work. You are standing on and laying for yourself a good foundation for the future. I prophesy that you will not be pulled to and fro, but mature daily in the things of the Most High God. May you live in the Rhema and see its activating signs, wonders, and miracles around you on a normal basis. Surely goodness and mercy have your back all the days of your life. So be it, Dr. Brooks.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises. Yes, thank you so much. Again, job well done, everyone.